Hello everyone, I'm Elisa.
I am Jocelyn.
And welcome once again to Impossible Conversation, that is completely live podcast on internet. What a beautiful audience we have today, right, Jos?
That's right. And today we're going to explore and learn more about transactional leadership, based on rewards, punishment, and meeting objectives.
And of course, to really understand it all, we have two very special and interesting guests with us today, Bill Gates and Miranda Priestley, who represent this leadership in a very different ways. Please welcome this with a round of applause. Yes.
Welcome, Bill Miranda. It's a pleasure to have you here. Please have a seat. Hello, everyone. I am Bill, the creator of Microsoft.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. I hope this will be brief and to the point. My time is vital because I am the editor-in-chief on Chromebook.
Okay, Miranda, we appreciate the opportunity that was given us.
That's right. What they say, should we get started?
That's right. Are you ready? Let's go.
Okay, to put things in context, it is necessary to understand what leadership is. Analyzed authors like John Maxwell and Daniel Goleman that define leadership as the ability to inspire, motivate, and guide people towards the achievement of common goals with enthusiasm.
Now talking about your topic, Bernard Marx explains transactional leadership as a system of exchange. It's really easy. If people meet objectives, they receive rewards. He also mentioned two important gates in this type of leadership is contingent rewards and management by exception, which means the leader only steps in when something goes wrong.
In short, we are saying that if you deliver, you win, and if you do not, there are consequences. This is right, but let's hear what about how to say our guesses.
Okay, yes, of course. I think this type of leadership is more common than it seems, especially because many organizations need clarity.
I don't entirely agree. It's not more common. It's just the only thing that really works.
The Olympic?
Well, I think it works because clear rules are established, and people do better when they know exactly what's expected of them.
Or simply when people understand they have no choice, they respond to results, no speeches or inspiration happening.
Well, I say they do have choices. They can respond to well-designed incentives. It's not just about demanding results, it's about creating a system where it's worth achieving them.
If you need it to be worth it, then that means they are good enough.
Bill, now I am curious to know, from your perspective and based on your action, how do you apply this model day after day?
Look, I do it by setting specific goals. For example, if a team achieves a technological goal, they receive recognition, resources, professional growth, etc. And if not, we analyze
We
what.
analyze interesting way of saying someone didn't do their job well.
Well, I prefer to see it's an opportunity for improvement.
Well, I prefer immediate results.
Miranda, how do you handle rewards in your team?
The reward is simple. Continue to work with me in my environment. That's clearly already a privilege.
But what about punishments?
Replacement isn't that obvious. If someone is allowed to partake out,
The visa management by section you only interview when something goes wrong.
this is the point.
Okay, this is really interesting. Now, Bill, do you think this is style's limits of creativity?
Sure, it can be applied brilliantly, but it can also coexist with other styles. Transactional leadership is useful for maintaining operational control.
Control isn't optional.
And that's exactly the point, control or flexibility. Two ways of looking at the same leadership.
And with that in mind, let's move on the final section.
Well, I'd like to ask a few final questions to find out your position. Is transactional leadership sufficient or its own?
No, it's just a foundation, but it clearly needs to be complemented by vision and purpose.
Sure, it's not if you know how to use it correctly.
It says we have completed different opinions again, but let's continue. Do reward motivation more than inspiration?
I can tell you from my experience I need to motivate, but only in the short term. It's inspiration that sustains commitment.
And you, Miranda, what do you think?
Rewards are tangible. Inspiration is, optional.
But then could put a lot of pressure on the team.
Without pressure, anyone thinks they can do the job.
Pressure can be useful, but it's excessive. It limits creativity.
Creativity with the result is useless.
And results without learning are unsustainable.
There have two visions of the same leadership. One is creativity and the other demands perfection. I think that wraps us up for today. Do you agree, Ellie?
I completely agree, Jules. Well, the experts have spoken. Thank you for joining us on Impossible Conversation. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.